because we are impacting on the consciences of people around us all the time when they know we're believers, and we need to understand that. Now, believers can also get to the point where they actually steer their consciences as well. We spoke about the fact that unbelievers can become extremely wicked and steer their consciences, and thus, just never are never convicted anymore for any evil that they practice. But believers can do exactly the same thing. 1 Timothy 4:1-2 and 1 and 2 says, "Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with hot iron." Now this is talking about believers. So believers can go down the same road that unbelievers can go down. In other words, they can override their conscience, override their conscience, override their conscience, to the point where their conscience becomes seared. Now, when that happens in the life of the believer, what happens is they then will commit the sin to death that John speaks about in his epistles. That sin is to deny Christ as Lord, and they will then fall away, depart from the faith, as the scripture says. So it is very possible, because the free will remains intact, whether we're believers or unbelievers. We still make our own choice. The conscience is there to help us to make the right choice, but we can always choose to override the conscience and make the wrong choice. And so as believers continually do that, in other words, they practice a lifestyle of sin and continue down that road, they will eventually get to the point where they will have completely seared their conscience. Their conscience can no longer is ineffectual now to convict them of sin,